MANA Decentraland fans got a video from me back in December, right around when price was here, and I made even a follow-up video to a short analysis, essentially begging them to please strongly consider that MANA was getting ready to have a 50% or more drop, and I made this yellow line and this green line here, and I said these price targets will be hit within the time frame that I've drawn them. I got a lot of backlash from there, and as you can see, that has popped out. If you want to go ahead and learn how to see bearish moves before they happen, go ahead and click this link up here and then come back to this video. Now, what we're going to do in this analysis, I'm going to show you specifically what I think that you need on your chart to get a good handle on this asset. The very first thing is a rectangle way down here, closer to 55 cents. That's essentially your doomsday potential target. Not guaranteed to be hit, but that is one thing that we're going to take a look at. The more important idea is this bear market 2022 target, which is somewhere around $1.25 down to 85 cents. We're going to focus on that here in a hot second, and then also we are going to focus heavily on two very large EMAs that you can even have on when you're on the 1 hour chart. It's the 10 hour or the 1 week 10 EMA, the 10 EMA of the 1 week and the 10 EMA of the monthly. And as you can see, during previous very bearish times during MANA was able to successfully and generally use the white line or the monthly 10 as support. Therefore, this red line never truly spilled below, and it was able to come down with the Wyckoff drop from Bitcoin going from 58K down to 29K. The red line never went below the white line. That is going to be a doomsday spell, essentially, for Decentraland MANA. And I have an exact target where I think it will go before it gets a significant bounce. However, you need these on your chart using specifically the MTF EMA. You can see up here, you can just search MTF EMA within the indicator section. You need to throw on the weekly 10 and the monthly 10. And what you can do with these is you can say MANA will fall down drastically unless it can both get above the weekly 10 and use it as support. Okay, a wick above does not count. You see how price wicked above here and wicked above here, and when it came down, it didn't use it as support. Came down, didn't use it as support. It has to do both. It has to both get above and use it as support. This red line, it has to do that, and without doing that, it is simply a correction to the upside before continuation to the downside. These are the two probably most important things that you need on your chart. Now, if you want a target for I would say a very strong likelihood of where this is going to go once it spills below that, it's this line that I just popped up on my chart here. I will make this extra bold, and I will take off these EMAs to make the chart less busy, and I will show you how I've drawn this because I want you to put this on your chart as well. I'm going to go to the 8 hour chart so we can see more price history here. Essentially, this connects the high back from February of 2020, the high of August 2020, and the lows of July and the lows of September. It connects those lines perfectly. If the price of MANA Decentraland cannot get above the weekly 10 EMA and use it as support, it will come straight down to this line. And that's going to be somewhere around $1, depending on when it hits it. If it hits it sooner than later, that'll be $1.30. If it takes its time to get there, it could be as high as $1.50. But that is the next target. It's extremely likely to hit that line. That is essentially, kind of like I don't know if it's a master origin line for it, but it is a master line that you probably need on your chart. And over time, if Bitcoin does end up having a capitulation event, you need to know that it's extremely likely that over the course of 2022, MANA will very likely work its way down to this box, and the top of this box is around $1.20, and the bottom of the box is somewhere around the high 70s. This is an extremely likely target, and I know it's going to be hard to accept that and believe that if you're a fan of this coin, but remember, that video that I linked you to at the beginning of the video, I literally begged people to listen because I know that most people newer to crypto, you can't see it happen because you haven't been in this space long enough. But you see that it obviously played out in the exact time frames I anticipated it to play out. Am I guaranteeing you that that target will be hit? No, I'm not doing that. But I'm letting you know that if you just say, no, that's not going to be hit, It's extremely likely, as in a very probable chance, right? So if you roll a die and I roll a die and I win a bet, if you roll anything 2 or above, and you only win if you roll a 1 on a die, 1 through 6, right? That's the type of bet you're making. I have an extremely better chance of winning that bet. As crazy as that sounds, that's just, I mean, I'm telling you, that's the way it is. Is it guaranteed? No, because you could roll a 1 on a die and you could win that very unfair bet. But I'm letting you know that is probably the target. But I would strongly expect a bounce somewhere around the $1.33 to $1.50 range, maybe make a lower high before it then continues bleeding out into that target somewhere in the late spring, early summer. That would and honestly, the doomsday target, and the reason why I have this down here is because a lot of times, just like Cardano in 2020, when Bitcoin made a higher low, so Bitcoin made a low to $3,200 in January of 2019. And then a year and some odd days later, maybe 280 days, I don't know, it made the coronavirus dip down to about 4,000, which was a higher low. When Bitcoin made a higher low, most altcoins actually made a lower low. Therefore, if Bitcoin, assuming Bitcoin has a capitulation event, MANA's probably going to hit this. It'll go on a rally, and whenever Bitcoin charges back down to make a higher low, MANA, just like Cardano did and the vast majority of altcoins, it could hit that bear market target closer to 55 cents. I'm telling you, as Bitcoin makes a significantly higher low from, like, for example, it races up to 50K, then charges back down to 30. In the event that Bitcoin, let's say in a capitulation, it goes to 21K or 18K, let's just say that charges way back up to 45 to 55K, then tanks back down to 30 on a higher low. That would be when MANA would hit that doomsday target. And these are the things that you need to have on your chart. But the very easiest thing to know is that the weekly 10 EMA, the monthly 10 EMA, it's going to squeeze price. If price cannot get above that red line, the weekly 10 EMA, and use it as support, then any move up is just a correction, and it will continue going down until that happens. I need you to just fully accept that, because that is the way it is, unfortunately. And if MANA can dig itself out of this, you will see that happen. You will see price get above that red line on the weekly 10 EMA, and you will see it used as support. Even if it screams above, it will come back down and use it as support if it's going to stay above. That's just the way it works. Almost like, why does an egg fall when you drop it? It just does. Gravity, all that stuff. That's just how crypto works. And I don't want to have to make a follow-up video begging people to see this like I did the first time when I got a bunch of thumbs down, people saying, no, it's never going to happen. And obviously it did. And not only did it do it, it did it in the exact time frames that I had expected. So please, just please, and if this is still too hard to believe, just realize that this you need to place this information in the back of your head as a strong possibility, even if you don't want to believe it, and you need to keep it there as if it were a rock in your pocket and you're walking around. Sometimes you forget that the rock's there, but a lot of times if you move right, you feel the rock. You need to use this information just like that. You need to keep this rock in your pocket, please. That is what I'm saying. And if you missed my Bitcoin analysis from recently about how tether dominance can really kick Bitcoin's ass, you need to watch this video right here. And if you want some hopium in the charts, I saw some. Go ahead and watch this video right here. You just got Timified. Worldwide peace.